United yet to win a trophy since Ole took over in late 2019. ESPN's Rob Dawson reporting that United are still committed to giving him a new contract. He's got 1 year left on the current deal, and that is with or without trophies in what's left of this season. All right, Shaka, straight up, good idea or bad idea for Manchester United to extend Ole?
Listen, I'm middle of the road on this one. I still don't think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the manager that leads Manchester United to significant silverware. But I do feel that there has been some progress under Ole's watch. I also, and without knowing the terms of this deal that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been offered, I feel that he is either a cheap option, or if the time comes to replace him, it doesn't get overly expensive to replace him. So I think that's a concern. The other thing that's kind of muddying my own judgment on this is you question who can come in and make this squad a title contending squad, a team that really challenges for significant honours. But then you look at Tommy Tuchel and what he's done at Chelsea and how quick that turnaround has been. And that for me is the decision that Manchester United's board has to make. Can you get somebody to come in and do as Tuchel did with Chelsea with this United squad, or is it just a case of that this United squad simply isn't good enough, regardless of who's on the sidelines? So at least trust it to someone who knows the club to start putting the pieces in place, even if he can't complete the puzzle, so to speak.
Stewart, Don, and Ian still with us here on ESPN FC. Rob, I'll start with you. Do you agree with Shaka?
I agree to a certain degree with Shaka. Now, they missed their opportunity. There aren't too many people that could come in now and improve Manchester United, but they had a chance a little while ago when Pochettino was sacked from Spurs and was out of work for quite a while. And if you wanted a young manager that has proven himself not to win trophies, but to make a team like Spurs, who were middle of the road, make it into a much better team and get them into the Champions League final, there was a manager, in my view, that would have taken Manchester United to the next level. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't think he's a good coach. He seems to be a great man manager because when they lose games, they don't lose everything. He seems to be able to get them back on side again. Then they find good results when he's under a bit of pressure. So I think he's a good man manager. He's not a good coach, and he should have been replaced maybe 6 months ago, and Pochettino should have come in then because he's a top-class manager and he's a top-class coach. And I'm sure he'll prove that at PSG. That's the decision they should have made. Now it's too late. I think they have to stick with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for another year or two.
Don, you can't argue that he's stabilised the club. Is now the time then for an upgrade at Manchester United?
An upgrade in terms of replacing him? I don't think so. I think he's done a decent job. The job that he's trying to do, or what he should be doing, is trying to win silverware. And I found it a strange statement that he came out with about a week, 10 days ago, when he said trophies are just for egos. I thought that was a real strange statement that he made. United, if you're a Man United player, fan, manager, that's the whole remit of your job, is to win trophies. You're at one of the biggest clubs in the world. Don't give your players an excuse to lose quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. He rested players in the Premier League against Sheffield United, costly. He rested players against Besiktas in the Champions League, costly. Done exactly the same against Leicester, in the FA Cup, costly. Lost all 3 games. At some point, he's got to start being a ruthless manager. I think what he is, Ollie, I think he's a very good manager, as Stewie said. I think he knows his job. He's got a fantastic young players, a group of young players to work with. He's getting the best out of them. But he's got to instill a winning mentality. I look at Man United and I think they're just lacking that. Premier League's going to be difficult. Man City are absolutely light years ahead of them. So, in essence, like Shaka, I'm a little bit confused why United may be rushing to give him a new deal. But I think he's the man for the job at the moment.
Ian, surely you talk to a lot of Manchester United fans. Does this match their ambitions for the club to keep Ole?
Well, the big picture, I think, with Manchester United is they've been looking for another Sir Alex Ferguson. Well, there probably isn't another Sir Alex Ferguson, though I think Robbo's point about Pochettino is a good one. They could have got him. I think they just happened to think, having tried Mourinho and Van Gaal, and before that, David Moyes, that Solskjaer gets the club. He understands what the club is. The players kind of respond to him. I think the situation is he a great manager? No. Is he a good manager? And is he taking the club in the right direction? Probably. But I think he's wrong to talk about the fans not wanting trophies and it being an ego thing. That's not right at all. I think they've got to win the Europa League. They're favourites to do it. They've got a kind draw. They should be going for that hell for leather. If they do that and finish second in the Premier League, that isn't what the old Manchester United were about. But I think when you've got a team as good as Manchester City dominating everything in England, it's about as good as they could do at the moment. So I kind of get what they're doing here. It's a continuity decision.
Shaka, the board may not turn on Ole if he doesn't win a trophy. How long do you think the fans will last?
I'm not sure that they go more than next season without significant silverware, or at least challenging in a manner that you know, as Don points out, I think City are light years ahead of probably everybody else in the Premier League right now, and it takes some catching them. But just to kind of go out with a whimper, as you've seen Manchester United do far too often of late, I don't think satisfies the Manchester United fans. As much as you accept that City are a better club and have a better manager than you right now, this kind of, well, you know, we're second best in our own city now, you know, we're now the noisy neighbours, I don't think sits well with them at all. At least give the fans something to rally around, to be proud of.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.